Now then, people, good morning. Welcome back to the Just Joe Football Show. I hope you're all doing well. We heard some great news late last night. That great news being that Demirovic is wanted by Leeds United. This was Lockie and Andrea's number one pick for the number 9 scouting report. He's still at the football club. There's still been no offers for him. Lockie was scratching his head saying he's still available. I don't understand what Leeds United look like they are going to approach him. Maybe a number of things have happened that have allowed it to be true, which we'll get into in just a sec via the source that is Kicker, which is tier 1, top tier, number 1 German source. Yeah, respected throughout the German land. Yeah, respected in Deutschland. Walter Maid is still there. Another striker's still there. Undav, etc. So it may well be that Demirovic will be further down the pecking order, and he's saying, "Look, I'm willing to talk now. I'm willing to talk." There is also talk that Como and PSG are interested in Illan Meslier. We know that Meslier has been looked at before by PSG. And I think that could happen, obviously, not as a number 1. That's a given. But as a backup, a young lad, still bags of potential. It would make sense for someone like PSG potentially to pick him up. And Como, of course, are doing bits under your man, Fabregas. But let's talk about Demirovic first of all. Listen, folks, it's not going to be a long one. The reason I say that is, well, it's a mammoth stream day. We're back to back to back. Yeah, we've got Villa Newcastle, Spurs versus Burnley, then Wolves versus City, back to back. Yeah. So happy days those who joined me last night as well for Bournemouth versus Liverpool. That was great as well. But yeah, I'm excited to get stuck into some Saturday football as well. But let's talk about Demirovic first of all. Now, there's a lot of moving parts to this. I'll share the screen, and we'll go through it. There are a lot of moving parts. Now, this is at Kicker, top tier 1 German source. Remember, okay. Now, it says, in the shadow of turmoil surrounding Nick Waltermaid's failed transfer to Bayern, 2 more Stuttgart players from England are being coveted. This is Jamie Llewellyn from Forest and Demirovic from Leeds United. Okay, so keep your eyes peeled on this as well, NFFC 2000. Everything revolves around Nick Waltermaid and his desire to transfer to Bayern. Stuttgart have already rejected for the 3rd time a bid of around about 63 million euros. So it may well be that Nick Waltermaid is staying put. Okay. The Swabians, as the nickname of Stuttgart, aren't willing to reconsider the sale of the international. He's tied down to the club until June 2028, 3-year deal, without an exit clause. So anything below 75 million euros doesn't happen. Okay. And of course, they play Bayern in the Friends Beckenbauer Super Cup coming up. Okay. Nottingham Forest have also approached for Jamie Llewellyn. An inquiry for Jamie Llewellyn was also rigorously nipped in the bud. This is another player they're not willing to sell. Nottingham Forest, the former chief analyst at Stuttgart, George Sirianos, who now works at Forest, he is now their sporting director. And he offered 20 million for the right winger, Jamie Llewellyn. This, however, was too little for Stuttgart, and they want close to 40 million. Yeah. There we go. We've already walked away. We're in there for Bakwa. So when we talk about dominoes and moving parts, is it a case of that Nick Waltermaid may end up staying? They've already said, no, we're not selling Jamie Llewellyn. So does that mean they now could be on for selling Demirovic? That's where I'm getting to, and that's where this is coming from. Yeah. So the young international, highly valued by the head coach, striker, winger, wingback. They want him to stay, and they certainly won't be selling him for 20 million euros to Forest. Okay. So at first glance, this also seems to apply to Demirovic. He was their top scorer with 15 goals last season, and he did recently announce at a training camp that he is not considering a move. However, He is the dominoes. The former Augsburg player is not happy with his role as a part-time striker behind Nick Woltemade and Dennis Undav. Okay, Undav, of course, formerly of Brighton. So if Woltemade stays, obviously they're knocking back offers for Jamie Llewellyn. Undav's going to be there. Does that make him third choice? Does that mean now he's available? So according to information from Kicker, and again, top tier 1 German source, Leeds United is interested in the Bosnian. The English club's willingness to buy could serve as a solution. However, Stuttgart invested around 21 million euros in the international last summer and are likely to want about 40 million euros as a base for his negotiations. So that's from Kicker. Now, what I would say with this is the fact that we have cash. We have saved cash on a hell of positions, on a lot of positions. We've only spent 70 million and we've bought 8 players. There's money there. There's money there to make this deal happen. As Tyler says, that equates to around about 34 million. There is money there. Leeds United will spend it, I believe. They will spend it. They'll spend every single penny they can. And if there's a player like Demirovic there, I believe they will do it. Now, we will just have a look at the Sport Witness article, which is on the back of the Kicker article, just to see what their take on it is. Demirovic has emerged as a target for Leeds this summer. That's according to Kicker. He's got 17 goals and 6 assists from 49 games, and Leeds have been impressed by his fine displays and made an approach to sign him. I swear they're watching the scouting report. According to Kicker, the Whites have tabled a £20 million bid for Demirovic, which is $1 million short of the fee they invested to buy him. Now, if we're being honest, they're not going to sell him for less than they fucking bought him for, are they? So Leeds are taking the piss. He's a Bosnian international. He's got a contract till 2028, and the club wants 40 million euros to start negotiations. He did say recently he's not willing to change clubs. However, he's not happy that he's behind Undav and Nick Woltemade. They will have to raise their offer to convince Stuttgart. Also, what happens with Nick Woltemade could be key. And this is why maybe Leeds United haven't even pursued this deal up to that point. But now they're seeing issues with Nick Woltemade. And is it a case of, okay, maybe, just maybe, we can convince Stuttgart to sell. They keep Nick Woltemade, and then we move. It's on a tightrope, Oliver. It is. Maybe, Tyler. Maybe. It might have been an A article. But yeah, there isn't. You're right. There isn't. Kicker said nothing about a bid. That is true. Kicker said nothing about a bid. So that's fair enough. So that bit, that part, could be absolute codswallop if we're being totally honest, couldn't it? So that could be BS, that bit. So that's fair. And as I said, according to Como 1907 Argentina, they're reporting that PSG and Como are interested in Illan Meslier for around about 5 million, which means Leeds would bucket a profit due to his amortization over his contract at Leeds United. Did you all see as well Dominic Calvert-Lewin biting back at the Everton fan who said, you thought you were going to a European club or whatever, and he turned around and said, I did have offers, but I wanted to go to Leeds, which maybe or may not be true, but I was laughing. I was very, very much laughing. This is it in question if you haven't seen it. Poor move for you this. I think you have thought you would have several European teams in for you, but none came knocking. They did, and I chose Leeds. Mott. What a legend. What a legend. It is. What a reply. Like, you're just putting the C there, aren't you? Do you know what I mean? Listen, he might get a reception from them based on that now. I'm not too sure. But we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, so Tom Carnduff, who works for Sporting Life, the betting company, is a Leeds United fan, by the way. And he's put a tweet out just showing some of Demirovic's goal, but he says Stuttgart want around 35 million. Leeds United can go to that. Leeds United can definitely go to 35 million. You know, He has to. Or we have to. We have to. Because we've spent, what, 70 million? 70 million on 8 players now? The good thing is, we've brought in decent players. We just need the X factor up top. Yeah, we spent 70, 75 million. Of course, there'll be we'll go into well, we need some X factor. Sorry, I was just reading a tweet and it sent me sideways a bit. And the good thing is DCL can play as well, which is a positive. Sorry, I'm just reading about this fella. I'm just reading about the Liverpool fan who racially abused. I go into the details on tonight, so 500 was applying. So this fella's had a season ticket for many years at Anfield, is passionate but often takes away things too far. He has crossed the line before by throwing stuff at officials, and stewards looked embarrassed rather than do anything. So this has allowed his behaviour to escalate. For reasons I'll never know, the fella near me decides to go over to him in his wheelchair and shout something at Semenyo. Semenyo then asked him to repeat it, and he repeated it and threw his chewing gum at him. I shouldn't have put all this, because this will affect police investigation, I swear. The fella next to me says he hopes Mark hasn't said anything racist to him. Oh, God. He was eventually moved from the ground at 9:01. That's him done, innit? What a fucking tool. He's old as well. Like, what are you doing? Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it's mad, that, innit? Do I class him as the X factor? I would say so, yes. I would say so, yes. Based on what others have said. That's all. That's all. You know, and the fact that when we do a scouting report, the lads very rarely get the same people. Of course, they communicate, but they both said, listen, we both want Demirovic to be our number 1 pick. So that's, yeah, I back the boys. As always, as you know, I always do. I always back the boys. Yeah, if we can get Demirovic, we'll wait and see. It's a lot of money. But we shall wait and see. Tell you what is exciting, though. We do have a game at 12:30, Aston Villa versus Newcastle. I'll be covering it, of course. Mo Salah, like a dagger to the heart last night, scored late on. He wasn't in my fantasy team. I thought we'd got out of the I always score on the opening day vibe, but it wasn't to be. He did score, unlucky for us. But we've got some players running today with some good results en route. So let's wait and see. But listen, I'll be live from 12, and then we'll be going all the way up till about 7:30. Locked in all day. So make sure you join me, because I enjoy the watch alongs, and I enjoy having you folks with me as well. I have bought an adapter for my stick that makes it Ethernet. So that's on way. It might not be here for the first game, but it will come at some point, and then that should stop any sort of mad shit going down. Just out of interest, if it's wired, is this mad? If it's wired, will it still do the VPN or not? I don't know. Could someone tell me that? That's probably dense. Quite day for you then, yeah. Quite day for me, chill day. It'll still do the VPN, yeah? Perfect, Robert. Legend, mate. Thank you for that. I just want to see where it's at. Yes, guy. Oh, perfect. Yeah, cool. That's sound then. Because I was thinking if it's wired, it'll know that I'm in UK and then it'll just be pointless. It won't do anything. But the yeah, cool. Si, senor. Why ain't it telling me where it's at? Orders. Returns and orders. I'm going to walk the dog as well. Trap parcel. Let's have a look. Dispatched. It's not out for delivery yet, but it will be here today. I made sure of that. Right, folks, that was it. Quick update. Demirovic wanted by Leeds. Apparently a bid 20. I'm not sure I believe that because that'd be just taking the piss because it's less than what they paid for him. It's probably going to cost us 30 with add-ons. So we'll have to wait and see. And we are hearing as well that Meslier is wanted by PSG and Como. His agent will be out there doing bits, so it might be BS, but at 5 million for a backup keeper at a top club, they might take him unless he wants to be number one. At the end of the day, he did leave Lorient because he wasn't going to be number one to be number one in the Champo. So he might have delusions of grandeur. But yeah, I think he could do with a bit of time sharing minutes and stuff, just not at the Premier League or just not at Leeds United. But yeah, anyway, smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, get your comments in, hit that notification bell, and I will see you live from 12. Peace out, legends. Love for the love. Do you believe Pirro plays as a 10? No, not in the Premier League. He drops deep. We know that. But no, I can't see it. Big up James Hall as well, who's been a member for 25 months. Love for the love, brother. See you in a bit. Bye.